It's Week 13 of the NFL. And coming up, we'll see Derek Carr. He's your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Saints and the Lions. All that and more. Coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center. After 9 seasons as a Raider, Derek Carr is the guy.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
They start the drive on the ground, Kamara. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's 2nd down. Shotgun now for Carr. There's Chris Olave. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. So, Charles, a tough task for this defense, facing the league's leading passer to this point in the season. Certainly a front runner in MVP consideration right now. What can they do to slow him down?
Well, there's so many different ways that they can go, and I'll guarantee you that defensive staff went through all of them this week in preparation. But bottom line, they want to avoid giving up the big play. They're going to play what they call top-down defense and make sure no one gets behind them.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, on is Lou Hedley to punt for New Orleans. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taken from just outside the 30. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're brought out by a former #1 overall pick coming off one of his best seasons ever in year 7 of his career, now in year 8, Jared Goff.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a first down. To throw is Goff. And he rifles one incomplete. The Lions had 5 and 6 to start play. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Goff. And that's incomplete. 4th down after the New Orleans defense holds serve.
I can assure you, setting up the screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And this late season game, of course, not lacking for drama when you talk about the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah, in a sense, it's the haves versus the have-nots, because this group on offense, they'd be a wild card if the postseason started today, but they know the guys on the other side of the ball are still in that dreaded in-the-hunt category, and they're hungry for a win today.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Now Carr. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Now Carr. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Carr completes it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Carr now on first down. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Trying the left side with Kamara. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Gets this complete to Shaheed. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
At the 20-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Touchdown, Saints. Jerron Johnson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
The point after, good by Groupie. And it's now a 7-0 game. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Now Goff. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. And you look at this Saints defense, They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Brian Brzee in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Here's Carr. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The end result, 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 27-yard line.
Toss wide side. This is Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They run it again with Kamara. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. He will push his way down to about the 14. Jack Campbell, a first-round pick there on the tackle. 2nd down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
They'll bring a tight end in motion. Williams. And same result. He's going to take this just to the line of scrimmage before running into a brick wall. So here we go on a 3rd and goal. This Lions defense, they haven't broken yet. Now an injury timeout, and oh boy, that's the quarterback, Derek Carr, who's in some distress. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So Carr departs, and on is Blake Grupe for the Saints field goal. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And his kick is indeed good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 4. Goff. short pass here taken in by Laporta. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. St. Brown motioning left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Now it's Goff off the bootleg. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. He's trying to get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but now it'll be 3rd down. Here's Goff. That is caught. Fights through, and now a crease. Still going. Touchdown, Detroit. Allen Robinson. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have cut it back within a score. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as he'll get him down shy of the 20. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Here's Lou Hedley now. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Take it at the 37. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return, and the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
1st down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. David Montgomery with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. So as they talk it over, we step aside. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field because they're on the outside looking in, and no one likes to be in that position. You want to be in the room, not looking inside to see everyone else having fun.
At the 26-yard line.
To throw, it's Carr. He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And this offense on third down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. See David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Demario Davis there on the stop. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Gibbs straight ahead. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. A perfect example right there, Charles, of why they love this rookie runner.
And think about how the NFL and the college games are meshing together more and more. You don't have to go to the NFL and learn a new set of skills. What you did in college often makes you ready for the NFL.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. They'll try the air now with Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 14 yards that time for number 14. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. Goff now looks to throw. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 26 yards. And the Lions had 6 to their lead. Badgley on for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. On the return, here's Rashid Shaheed. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The veteran Joe Schobert getting to him behind the line of scrimmage. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr. He completes it to Olave. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Here's Carr to throw. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he'll wind up picking up about 4 as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. On 1st down, Carr. Little short pass here to Hill. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down. The Saints in the hurry up here, clock continuing to roll. Again, it's Carr. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 33. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Now Carr. That's Olave bringing in another one. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 1st half. And this is caught at the 8. Touchdown! Donovan Peoples-Jones. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints get a late score here in the final minute of the 1st half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the 1st half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Here's Groupie for the PAT. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. A 10-play drive that time. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. David Montgomery and the Lions about set to begin this next series. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And this will wind up a Lions 1st down as he gets this up past the 30 to the 32. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
In that 1st half, it was David Montgomery who proved to be tough to stop. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, and believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it is really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
Here's Goff now on second down. That's complete to Laporta. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. Now Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
Now it's gone. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Back to throw. Goff. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Now a 2nd and 2. Here's Goff. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. That's the former Buckeye Pete Werner getting the sack.
And they visited the end zone frequently in this one, and obviously they wanted another one. But give credit to the defense there. They may not make the comeback, but pride showed. Good sack on that play.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Badgley able to punch this one through, and they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. It gets this complete to Shaheed. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Carr. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor, and it's a first down. They give it to Williams, running right. And good running there as he'll take this all the way out to midfield. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at it.
Oh, the ball is out. Edwards-Helaire lost it. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
On second down, Montgomery. 70 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That was a really nice run there to bring up third and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Off on third down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Carr going to lead the Saints up here first and 10 at their own 17-yard line. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. Past the 20 for a short gain, second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Trying to find some space to turn upfield, but this defense having none of it. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Carr going to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A give to Williams, running right. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like
taking it right down Broadway. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just help receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Carr now on first down. This one taken in by Olave. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Into the red zone, it's Carr. And this is Carr at the 8. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Carr. He's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A 7-yard touchdown drive. And the Saints have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Groupie able to add the PAT, and that will tie us at 24. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 88 yards on the ground so far for Montgomery. It's a 1st down. Here's Goff. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd down, here's Goff. Throws out left, it's caught by Williams. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Now Goff. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. They begin the drive with Williams. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Carr. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The offense on 3rd down, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. And Detroit back in possession of the football. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Goff. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now Goff on 1st down. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That one goes for 36 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Goff throwing again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Goff now looking to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. And that one really pushes him back. A loss of 9. And now it's 3rd and goal after the sack. A shotgun snap for Goff. This is caught. That time 12 yards on the pass play, but still shy of where they needed to go. 4th and goal. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Carr. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. That's pulled in at the 32. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
But now he appears to be in some pain. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. Dancing away at the 35. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Another run for Gibbs here, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Fred and Brian Brazee in there to greet him and drop him for a loss.
So with your team leading in the 4th quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
On second down, here's Gibbs. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And not much running room. Down to the 32. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. And that's off the right upright. Thought it might sneak in, but it did not. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55. But you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
This is 1st and 10. Now Carr. Connects with Peoples-Jones. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Carr completes it, and it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 37. Carr to throw. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Here's a 2nd and 7. Carr. That's pulled in by Wilson. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. Throwing his Carr. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Here's second down. Here's Carr. The pass caught by Olave. And the Saints are going to have a first and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. Now first and goal. Back to throw, Carr. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now it's gone. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury?
Because Allen Robinson, kiss him goodbye. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. One last throw here for Goff. This for all the marbles. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done.